Hi, I'm glad to see you today. You ready to do another fantastic oil painting with me? Well, let's go and get started here. Tell you what, let's have them graphically put all the colors on the screen that you need to paint along with me. And they'll come across in the same order as I have them on the palette. While they're doing that, let's go on up here. Now I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of the liquid white. It's wet and slick, and it's all ready to go. So let's get started. Thought today we'd let's do just a happy little painting that has a big mountain in it and shoot maybe a little water and all those beautiful things. Let's do it. I'm going to take off today with a 2-inch brush, go into a small amount of the yellow ochre, just a little bit, tap it into the bristles. Let's go right up here. Now then, maybe right in here, using the little crisscross strokes, we'll lay in a small amount of the yellow ochre. A very, very small amount. Don't get carried away with it. Just a little bit. Okay, now then, without cleaning the brush, I'm going to touch the least little amount of alizarin crimson. Just a very small amount. Okay, and back up here, and here and there, I just want to blend in a little touch of that, just to give it a little bit of warmth. Nice and warm, and very soft. There we go. Okay, now I don't want to set this sky on fire. All we want to do is put the least little bit of warm color into it. And maybe we'll throw a little bit of that color right down in this area. We know that's going to be water, so we can just go ahead and throw it in. Okay, let me clean the old brush, scrub it off, shake off the excess, then and just beat the devil out of it. That is really fun. You'll like it. You'll like it. Let's start, same old brush, and we'll go right into the midnight black. Load some color onto the brush. All right, let's go right back up in here. We'll just take a little of that black color, and I'll just sort of, still using little crisscross strokes, just begin making some happy little things in the sky here. There we go. And just make all kinds of little patterns and shapes, and just throw them in. Throw them in. Just let your imagination take you wherever you want to go. This piece of canvas is your world, so you can do anything that you want here. Anything. There we go. Well, while we got that going, I'm going to take a little bit more of the black and put the least little touch of phthalo blue into it. So we have black and blue. Black and blue. That's the way I look after arguing with my wife. There. Okay, we have the bristles all loaded up and ready to go. Now, pull from the outside in. And put a little bit of water right in here. I don't want to cover up all that nice light area in the center. We want to have a little light shining right through this area when we're finished. So don't cover all that up. Pull it from the outside in. There. Okay, now then, let's wash the brush. Got that really beat off there. Now then, back into this light area, and let's just blend the sky out. Let all these little colors just blend together. So you can't tell where one stops and the next one starts. There we go. You know, one of the questions that I get asked quite frequently is, what kind of canvas do I use? I'd recommend you have a canvas that's double primed, 2 coats of primer on it. That way your liquid white will stay wet for an extended period of time. We very rarely ever use the canvas boards because they'll absorb your liquid white, and pretty soon you're working on a dry surface. And the other thing is I use a canvas that has a gray primer on it. That way you can tell exactly where your liquid white is, and you don't have to wonder if an area is covered or not. Okay, let's build us a happy little mountain in here. I'm going to use the midnight black and the phthalo blue. Black and blue. Pull it out very flat, cut across, and get that little roll of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now you have to make a big decision. Where does Where does your big mountain live? Maybe right in here. Shoot, wherever you want him. Just drop him in and make all kinds of little things. The only thing you're worried about is this nice outside edge. You could care less what's happening inside. Just that nice outside edge. All right. And sort of look around. If there's mountains in your area, then that's the kind of shapes that you're probably most familiar with and you ought to put in your painting. If there are no mountains in your area, you can leave the mountains out of these paintings. It's no problem. We just want to show you how to do it. What you do is up to you. Because when you paint, as you know, very rapidly, how to paint becomes easy. That's the easiest part of it. What to paint, that's what's hard. And we get a lot of questions about where do you get all the ideas for your paintings? Believe it or not, a large percentage of the ideas we get are from photographs that people send us or ideas. So if you have something you'd like to see painted on one of the shows, drop me a line and you may see it right here. I'm taking a little bit of the midnight black, titanium white, making a gray color, cut off a little roll of paint. Now then, with that gray color, let's just put some happy little highlights on here. Just grab it, no pressure, no pressure. Just sort of let it bounce and play and have fun. Let the paint break, but no pressure. Most gentle touch imaginable. So let it sort of float across there. No pressure at all. There we go. Tell you what, let's have some fun in this old mountain. We'll take some phthalo blue and alizarin crimson, a little bit of titanium white. So we have blue, crimson, little white, and sort of make a little lavender color. There we go. Don't overmix it. Leave it all marbly like that. Okay, let's take a small edge of the knife and cut off a little roll of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe over in here, we're just going to begin touching and pulling down. This will be the shadow side. Let these little colors just happen. There, look at all the little things. That's what makes it pretty. And, you know, on this piece of canvas, you can have any color combination that you want. Any colors. This is your world, and you can make it any way you want it. Painting, to me, represents freedom. I can create the kind of world that I want to see and that I want to be part of. And you can too. Now then, I want to play some more here. I'm going to go right into the dark sienna. Put a little tiny bit of white with some. Cut off that little roll of paint again. Just a tiny little bit on the small edge of the knife. And then right back up in here and just barely touch. Just graze it here and there. This is a time you could use a small knife. It would work very good for this. There. Just wherever you think a little bit of color should show. And you can make it a little brighter in places. Take some of the mountain color and go back. And you can drop in some dark shadow areas. See how you can play with that mountain? Just let some of these colors just work back and forth. Then bring them all together. A lot of fun. Then back to our highlight color. Let it sort of overlap here and there. Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, I want to begin misting this. Just tap it, follow the angles in your mountain, and you're just barely tapping. Over here, follow these angles. I want to create the illusion of mist at the base of these. Now, lift upward, very softly, barely caressing the canvas. There we go. See, just barely touching it. And you can soften and bring all that together. This looks like sort of reminds me of a mountain maybe in Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere like that. Beautiful scenery there. And we have so many fantastic friends in that area. Now then, you can begin creating all different planes in your mountain. Just all kinds of beautiful little things. Maybe it's a little dark right there. And just place some of these colors right through there. It's fun to do all these little things. Make you happy. Your friends will never believe that you did that. You'll never believe what you could do till you get in there and try it. One of the earlier shows, we showed you some of the paintings that people are doing all over the country. And it's almost unbelievable the success that people are enjoying. We now have, we have now nearly 120 shows. So out of 120, you can certainly find one that paints an area in where you live. There, look at that. Now then, I'm just going to tap right into a little bit of my lavender color, a little black, a little brown, I'm just mixing up all the mountain colors on the brush. Do it on the brush. Now then, let's go right up in here, and maybe there's some happy little things that just come right down this mountain. Follow the angles in the mountain, though. That's very important. Very important. There we go. And there they come, and come right down this side. There. See, just tap some little things in there. And that helps create the illusion of distance and depth in your painting. Now, very lightly, short, tiny little strokes lift upward. Tiniest little strokes, 1/4 of an inch type. Teeny tiny little strokes. There. See there? Okay, now then with a clean brush, I want to create the illusion of more mist in here. So take a clean brush and begin just tapping that. That way it'll mix with the liquid white and it'll get softer and softer. Mistier and mistier. That easy. Okay. See how quiet and far back that looks? Gives you a strong, almighty mountain. Okay. I think we got a nice little mountain back here. So I'm going back to my old dirty brush here. We'll go into some brown. I'm going to pick up some sap green, a little bit of that mountain color, just all the dark colors with some sap green added. Same old mountain colors. The black and the browns. Okay, let's go right in here. And maybe we'll have a happy little foothill. Yep, lives right there. See, just take the corner of the brush and pull straight down. Straight down. Just just tap it, pull downward. All you're worried about is the nice top edge. There. Okay, now, we know this is going to be water, so underneath here, I'm going to put what will end up being reflections. Just drop them in. Boy, when I was a traditional painter, these reflections were little son of a guns, used to drive me crazy. But on a wet canvas, reflections are one of the easiest, most fun things that you can do. Now with a clean brush, grab it, pull straight down. It's important that this comes straight down. Straight down. And very lightly go across. You don't want to destroy all these little lines in here. All you want to do is just move them a little bit so it looks like water. Happy little water things happening all back in there. Okay, now then, I'll take a 1-inch brush, go into some black, some sap green. There we go. Just pull it in one direction through there. Load a lot of paint into the bristles. Okay, let's go back up here. Maybe there's all kind of little bushes that live right along the edge of the water here. See, just drop in some basic little shapes. To help give the illusion of distance, let them get smaller as they go back over this way. That will help make it look like they go farther and farther away. And if you happen to hit in the wrong place, maybe down here, for example, all you do is take your brush, pull it down. See there? And that easy, you can create a reflection. You have to remember, we don't make mistakes. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. Okay, I'm going to go into some yellow with a 1-inch brush and some sap green. Yellow and sap green. Also try making greens out of the midnight black and yellow. Beautiful color. One direction. Load a lot of paint. Okay, let's go back up here. Now then, I want to come right in here. See here? And just begin putting some little bushes and some little trees that are way back in here. All kinds of happy little things. There's one that's a little more green in it. You can turn the brush over and reflect a little bit of that right into the water. Look at there. That easy. Can add some yellow ochre, Indian yellow. All these little things. There. See? Turn it over. Tap a little bit right into there. That easy. That easy. Grab it. Pull down. Straight down. It's most important this comes straight down. Now this is 2 hairs and some air. And then go across. See there? Instant reflections. There we go. Okay. Take the knife and put a little bit of liquid white right out here. And cut across it like that. Go right up in here. And we'll just literally cut in some nice water lines right through there. There we go. Keep those lines basically straight. Basically straight. And you can put as many little ripples on your water as you want. Sort of up to you. Okay. Now then, I'd like to have some big old strong evergreens in here. I like evergreen trees. They're a lot of fun to paint. So we'll take some black, sap green, throw in some blue, looking for a color that looks black. And we might as well mix up a pretty good amount here. Throw in the browns, whatever you have laying around. Okay, let me clean the knife off. Maybe today, tell you what, let's do. Let's use an old 2-inch brush and load it full of paint. You need enough paint in the bristles so that the bristles stick together. Wiggle the brush. Wiggle it, and then sharpen it. So it becomes very sharp. See there? Look how sharp it is. That's a chisel edge. That's what we're looking for. Pull it, get it very sharp. Maybe there is now. There is a happy little evergreen, and he lives right there. Don't be afraid of this brush because it looks big. It'll do unbelievable things for you. Make it your friend. Your brushes need to be your friend. Learn what they will do. Devote some time to practicing. If there's a secret to this or any style of painting, whether it be portraits or florals, landscape, it makes no difference. If there's a secret, it's practice. It's practice. I always liked the story about the great violin player, and he played a concert, and afterwards a lady came up to him and she says, "Oh my gosh," she says, "you're so fantastic." She says, I would give half my life to be able to play like you do." And he looked at her and he said, "I did." So that's all. It's just practice. You can be the best. All you have to do is practice. Devote some time to it. Well, I get to talking here and trees just appear everywhere. If I talked for a couple more minutes, we'd have a whole canvas full of trees. Tell you what, let's put an almighty tree right there. Big, strong son of a gun. He got a lot of sunlight. There we go. Just drop him in. Isn't that a super way to make some fantastic little evergreens? Or big evergreens in this case. Let him come right on down. Right on down. There we go. See? And another one. There. When you're creating your own world, you have to make big decisions. What lives in your world? Let's have some happy little bushes here. I'll go back on this side. We'll just push in. There he is. There he is. Just a little bush. There we go. All right, maybe, see, all of this, as you probably know already, is going to end up being reflections. That easy. Let's go back to the other side. Oh, I'm just getting crazy here. Maybe there's a happy little tree, and he lives right here. And let's just bring this right on out. There, like that. That's good. That's good. There. And this, you really push it in there. Try not to let the brush slide like that. See the difference? Practice bending the brush. Just bend it. There. And your bushes will be much happier. And if your bushes are happy, you'll be happy. And I sincerely want you to be happy with what you're doing, because that's when it becomes fun. That's what makes it fun. We'll take the dark sienna, a little white, get us a little roll of paint, okay? And we'll put some trunks in these little happy trees back here, just some indications. You're not going to see the entire trunk, so don't worry about it. Scratch in a few things. See there? Well, you can just put all kinds of little doers in there. There we go. Scratch in some trunk ideas and some down in here. We can do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Just some little indications. Same thing. Now these things, most of them will be covered up, but some of them will show through, and people think you spent a week with your little one-haired brush in there. Don't tell them any different. Don't tell them any different. Just enjoy. Okay, now then, I'll go to the 1-inch brush. Use sap green and a little bit of cad yellow. Pull that brush to a nice sharp chiseled edge. Very sharp. Okay, let's go back up here. Now then, let's put some nice highlights on some of these trees. Don't overdo. Don't overdo. It's real easy to kill all the dark. It starts working, and you get carried away, and next thing you know, you covered up the whole tree. Don't kill it all. See there? Just sort of work it back and forth where you think light would strike. Okay, let's go on the other side over here and put some highlights on these old big trees. Let a little sun play through there and sparkle those limbs. You can do it. Okay, this comes right on down. We don't know, wherever you want it to go. A little bit on this, like so. Now then, I want to take some more of my yellows, and I'm using 3 different yellows here. Indian yellow, yellow ochre, and a little cad yellow. Pull that brush in one direction. Get it full of paint. Come right up here. Look at there. There it is. Let that just shine out there. There we go. All these little things. Tell you what I'm going to do. We know this is going to be reflection, so let's pull that down. Pull it straight down. And then we can turn right around and reflect some of this into the water. Right into the water. And just put all these happy little things here. And do layers. Layer after layer after layer. And also layer it right into the reflections. Then we'll see if you have a delicate touch. Barely touch. Barely touch. Down and across. Okay, then we'll go into some Van Dyke brown, and we're just touching here, and we'll put in some nice little land areas, little rocks and stones. And we can take some of that gray color we used on the mountains and just barely touch, let it sort of bounce. Just let it bounce along there. Create the illusion of some highlights. And tap in a few little things just to break up that straight edge. Little liquid white. Put us in a little water line right here. So that cleans up the bottom, brings it all together. Scratch in a few more little sticks and twigs. And we got it. That easy. Maybe over here, we said there was a nice tree that lives here. There it is. just like so. And you pick up a touch of the bright red. Let's put something in there that, oh, there's a nice little orange rascal. See? If you have trouble making your paint stick, add a little bit of paint thinner or a little bit of the liquid white. There we go. And work in layers. I know you get tired of hearing me say that, but it's important. If you don't work in layers, it's going to look flat. I tell you what I want to do here. We'll have a happy little path. So we'll just take Van Dyke brown. Look at that. Look at that. Just Van Dyke brown, a little bit of dark sienna in it. Won't hurt. Sort of nice. Pull it across. And we can take some brown and some white and go back and just barely touch. It's just like making snow break on the mountain. See there? And that easy, we have a happy little path. Drop in all these little things around his foots. There we go. Now we'll push that path right back into, look at there. Now you don't know where the path goes. Isn't that super? He just sort of disappears back here. You'd wander around, go up his path to catch that big old fish that lives in there. Just like that. Okay. Well, now, scratch in a few more sticks and twigs wherever you think they ought to live. And I think we'll sign this one and call it finished. I'll dip my brush right into a little bit of the liquid clear, go through some bright red, and let's sign it right here. The old clock on the wall is telling me it's time to leave you for this week, so I certainly hope you've enjoyed this painting. Until next time, from all of us here, happy painting. God bless.